stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I want some more commercials. I want, I
Yeah.
want a lot of commercials. I'm gonna start hiring actors to start doing stuff. That's why I see like a lot of engagement, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
money is.
You guys good? Everything's speeding. Let me know when you want to start.
All right, we can start.
Evolving, take one.
What up, bro? How you feeling?
We here, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good. Definitely want to say welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Evolving Through Experience, where we discussing everything about evolving, growth in every aspect, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and even beyond. Because at the end of the day, bro, this episode, you know what this episode is called? This is life or death.
Life or death.
Yeah. This is a life or death episode because
Okay.
it's that serious to me. When I say evolving through experience, so I'm calling this life or death insurance. You choose.
Okay.
Yeah,
Life or
yeah,
death
yeah.
insurance.
You
Okay.
choose. You choose.
And I like the title too. Evolving
Nah,
through experience.
Appreciate it. I mean, it's only thing we can do. So, everyone, we have a special guest. My good friend, more brother, Keylock. Obviously, I'm gonna let you let them know why you call yourself Keylock. I know why,
Okay.
but I'm gonna let you explain it because you can explain it better than me. Go ahead.
So yeah, Keylock. I've always had the concept of Keylock in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up in the hood, so
Mm.
when all my cousins we used to go to school together, we would get off the bus or we would ride, to certain places together to baseball practice, and we would always see the nicest cars. Like I
Mhm.
think everybody in Atlanta, if you grew up, you used to say Keylock this,
Yeah.
Keylock this, and you used to point out the different cars or the different houses that you may see on the way to your destination,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd be like, okay, that's mine, and we would literally argue like it was ours. Like, no,
Yeah.
I said it first. So throughout the whole
Word.
concept, I'm just like, bro, like keylock everything.
Yeah.
Like I want to keylock everything. Wherever I point at, that's what I want. So I grew up in an experience that when we were kids, like we sit in the van, keylock that. That's my car.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from.
You know what I also call that?
What?
Evolving through experience. You see how that's all your experience, but it got you to where you are today,
Yeah.
and you turned that into something positive,
Mhm.
and that's what it's about. So that's just actually one small part of what it's about. Obviously, bro, I know you do insurance.
Okay.
Let's talk about that because this is why you play such a vital role into what this is. Because one, life insurance, I know it's more than just life insurance, but we're just going to focus on life insurance right
Mhm.
now. Because obviously, life insurance is such a vital thing for our people and really anybody in general. We know how many communities have been able to become wealthy off of life insurance,
Mhm.
but this is why evolving through experience plays a major role, because at the end of the day, it's not just down to the financial side of paying for life insurance, getting a
Mhm.
check if somebody passed or when somebody passed, because obviously we know death is inevitable.
Yeah.
So being that evolving through experience is just about everything overall growth. It's like we have to change our mindset. We have to change our habits all around. Like I said, it's not just from life insurance, but this is a physical thing. This is a mental thing. This is a spiritual thing, emotional thing. And like I said, beyond, because it's down to how we eating, how we thinking, because at the end of the day, if it's not something that's helping us benefit us to move us forward in any of those aspects, it shouldn't even be an option.
Exactly.
And that's why I call it life or death, because life insurance, it plays a role with this, because with this I also see how this is a healthcare company for me, bro. I started off with just focusing on mental health because that's what got me to wanting to come up with this entire brand. But like I said, when everything's evolving, I'm at a point now where this is a health insurance. I mean, a life healthcare company, because it's not just one aspect. So down to how I want people to think, helping people overcome certain situations. I know if you've seen some of the previous episodes or whatnot when we first started in 2018. I know you've asked me when I first had it. I fell off because I started focusing on other things.
Yeah.
But this is so important because, like I said, I'm trying to change lives here, changing people that's been in some crazy situations. And like I said, when I say crazy, I mean I'm gonna get into it like all type of different situations that you'll think like how can you survive that? But instead of focusing so much on the trauma, I want to focus on how people have been able to overcome it. So that's why I call it, like I said, it's a healthcare company, because I'm covering all aspects. So eventually, I want to do life insurance under it, because like I don't want to just give people the intangibles. Obviously, the intangibles are what we're talking about, what's going to get you forward. But now let's put some real tangibles as well behind it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I think that is very important for people to understand,
Mm-hmm.
especially when they get older.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about life insurance, I think it's a very cliche. And I can say this because when I first got into the industry, I had no idea.
Mhm.
Like, I'm like, life insurance, oh, this is so boring.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with it. And I wasn't convinced to do
Mhm.
it. I just had somebody show me, hey, this is what it is. And I started to do research. And I said, you know what? I was selling so many different things since I was
Mhm.
17 years old. That's when I started entrepreneurship. And I said, how can I get to a space where I sell something real? Like, I know for a fact, guaranteed, that this could change this person's life. I've sold a lot of
Facts.
products and
Mhm.
convinced somebody, hey, listen, this is going to change your life and all this different stuff. But I've never been in a situation where I say, hey, listen, this is really going to change your life 100%.
Agree.
So,
Nah, for sure. And with that being said, I want to ask, like, because just like I said, just from the life insurance aspect, how do we have these conversations? Because even with me, and like I said, I'm being transparent because this is what it's about, showing people the other side and letting them know, like, this is life or death again. So how do you feel we have these conversations with our family members, whether they're older or younger, about getting life insurance, the importance of life insurance? Because I know I'm going to go into the statistics a little later, but how do we start having these conversations? Because they're hard conversations, I know.
it's definitely hard conversations, but it's a mature conversation, right?
Mhm.
You can't get to a space to where you get older
Mhm.
and mature and you don't understand certain concepts in life, right?
Mhm.
Such as taxes, right?
Yep.
You don't understand the whole idea of taxes, but you know you better pay it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You don't
That
you don't
part.
know the whole concept of why you need to get insurance on your car, but you
Mhm.
know if you don't have it, you would go to jail.
Mhm.
So it all starts with whoever is the head of the household. I will
Mhm.
always believe that. And it all starts with the ideas and the goals of the family.
Mm.
This shouldn't even really be a hard conversation. It's just a conversation that
part.
makes sense. So it starts off with whoever's the head of the family, like, hey, listen, everybody in this family, this is what we're about to do as a
Mhm.
family. Because wealth is built as a family. You can get rich by
Yeah.
yourself, but true wealth is built as a family. And it's
Facts.
impossible. Like I remember when I first got into business, and I'm thinking of all these ways on how to make $1 million. Do you know life
Mhm.
insurance has never popped up in my mind?
Mm-mm.
But you know how many funerals I've been to over the last 5 years?
That part.
And
That's a
nobody, not
Yo,
one person has
that
passed
give me
on
chills.
$1 million
Yeah.
to me or my family, right?
Yeah.
So it's just certain things that it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, like
Facts.
you don't even need to be smart to make $1 million. Like
Mhm.
y'all thought the lottery was a lick. Life insurance is a real lick.
Yeah.
You
Facts.
telling me I can pay
And tax free.
$50 a month
Yep.
and nobody would know?
Bro, tax free too. Did I tell you why I got life insurance?
No.
Let me tell you why I got life insurance. This was obviously I knew about getting life insurance before, but way before I met you. But at the end of the day, I wanted to get it once I had my son. Beforehand, I knew how important it was. But you know, I'm young. I'm feeling like, yo, I got nothing but time. I'm moving around the world, literally traveling different places, Australia. I'm just having fun doing what I want. I'm like, yo, I know I need to get life insurance, but I kept putting it off. So finally, when I had my son, I'm like, I told you it's time to buckle down. I know you asked me that one time at your crib about it, and it was like, yo, I can't play with this no more. And at the end of the day, it is life or death. So I wound up getting life insurance because at the end of the day, I didn't want to be in a position where I leave here and I'm only leaving him less than $100,000 or $200,000 in assets. Like, one, that's way too much. I'd rather have that plus some, and then also it's tax free if he does decide to liquidate it. Well, it's obviously gonna be liquidated for the life insurance. So that's why I got life insurance, because it's like I know the importance of, one, leaving something behind. I didn't want to, God forbid, anything happen to me and I'm not here. I wanted to make sure him and his mom is straight, regardless if I'm here or not. Not having to struggle or try to figure things out or trying to get and that's even something now I got to do, is like even making sure my assets are moving to a trust, because I don't want it to be in probate court. And I'm seeing that even with me dealing with real estate, how long probate and then what they take out of it, being able to see everything you own, all your debt, is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
So at the end of the day, it's like, I can't play with this.
Exactly.
And like that's why I said this episode is so important, because these are the real conversations that we need to be having. Like you said, I'm glad you said it. You said this shouldn't even be a hard conversation. And I just said that kind of to somebody the other day. It's like, you can't be afraid of death. Like, it's inevitable. So why be afraid of it? If anything, prepare for it. Do you seen the first Black Panther, right? Obviously.
Yeah,
okay.
I've seen it.
So
I may
do you
not remember it.
Okay. Now, do you if you do remember the part where T'Challa was in the motherland, and the after he had to take the drink or whatever, and then he went to visit his ancestors in the
Okay.
what's name, and he was crying. He was like, if I failed as a father if I didn't prepare you for death. that stuck with me. It's like
Wow.
it's inevitable. So why would I not prepare my life or my kids or my family for something that's gonna happen regardless? And I've even heard this. Probably, I'm sure you heard this too. I heard the ridiculous thing that somebody's like, I'm not getting life insurance. Why would I leave my kids a lot of money? They need to work for it. What? Yo, like, have you heard something like that before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't deal with clients like that, but I've heard.
No, for sure. I because the mindset is already missing right there. So nah. But now I want to go into the statistics. As far as I got it up here somewhere too. I know, if I'm not mistaken, how many? It's let's just say it's been a lot. I know it's been like, let's just say, over 200 people, black people alone, that's been killed in the last within like 2019 or something. So I know we was talking about this, like why everybody should get life insurance. For example, that's one. I think when I did the math, if everybody got $1 million policy, it don't even have to be $1 million. I think it could be 500,000, right? Let's just say all of the people that got killed had a policy for at least 500,000 that got killed within that time frame. You know, they would, the industry, not the life insurance, but like Wall Street, because you all know, it's tied together. They would have lost like over $1 billion. Like I think when I did the math, it was like over 20 billion. And I know you spoke about that before, but you can go more into detail how if everybody had life insurance, how it could change the trajectory of us always getting killed and nothing being done about it.
No, exactly. And like I won't even say everybody. I would say if black people really had life insurance, by 2053, there was an article like a few years ago that Forbes put out, and they were stating that by 2053, the black net worth is going to be zero. And why would it be zero? It's because those assets are not necessarily protected. We don't understand what's an asset. Like we think, okay, just because we got this jewelry in this car and we could pay it off, it's an asset. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
When people are in a situation to where they understand, okay, like, what is my actual net worth? What can how much can I actually pass down if I was to leave? That would be a totally different conversation.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, all those people, they passed away, okay, and that institution did pay out $1 billion. Do you how hard do you think it's going to take for that corporation to come up with $1 billion? It's not going to be that hard. And they're not going to look at it as if, oh, my God, we run out of pockets. Because the way that life insurance works, of course, it's a company. It's going to benefit the company. Of course. Because it's odds. Everybody's not going to pass away at the same time.
Correct.
So that's why you see these institutions, they have no problem saying, hey, listen, for $50 a month, we'll cover you for $500,000. For $100 a month, we'll cover you for $1 million. Because they understand they've already done the odds. They've already done every test and trial over the last 200-300 years. And they understand that every person that gets that money is not going to do right with it, right? They're going to disperse that money back to the people who sent it out to them anyway.
That part, unfortunately.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
But the main portion about this is, that's why I believe everything ties together. You can't talk about wealth without credit. Can't talk about wealth without life insurance. You can't talk about wealth without taxes and all this different stuff. It all comes together. But the main focus would necessarily be, okay, what to do with that money, right? If you was in a situation where you would have passed away and you got to get that money back, you got to pass over those funds to your family. Are they going to pay off this $500,000 home, right? Get themselves out of debt?
Yeah.
Are they going to pay off all the cars? Are they going to put this money into an annuity, which is going to accrue interest over time? Or are they going to buy all this different stuff? Are they going to buy stock? So that would be the main portion, right? So
That's
getting
the
the
focus.
money, it's easy. All you got to do is just go get a policy.
Yeah.
But the main thing every person should be thinking about is, okay, once we get that money, how can I groom and teach my family what to do with that money after?
No, agree.
There's certain cultures that I've had the privilege. I say it's a privilege because certain levels of thinking I never thought about it. Sat down with a family and they say, hey, listen, this is the great grandmother. She has 4 grandchildren. All 4 of them pay a certain amount. We say $500 a month for that policy, which is $1 million policy on the great grandparent. That policy is $1 million. Once that person passed away, each of those people that were paying that $500 a month, they look at it, of course, it's an investment. We can't say it's an investment, but it's an investment. I'm paying $500 a month to get $1 million. Once that person passed away, which is guaranteed for them to pass away, each of us will get $250,000. What we're going to do with that $250,000? Now we're going to start businesses.
That's what matters.
Now we're going to pay off debt. Now we're going to invest. Now we're going to do so many different things that's going to allow us to be free. So you trying to start a business with zero. Imagine trying to start a business with $250,000.
It's going to definitely be a big help.
A major help.
And then, like you said, even having that was, like you said, having those conversations and understanding, like, we're not here to blow this. We're here to invest this, use this wisely. And I think even the process of investing in and understanding and managing everybody putting in money, I think that's part of helping it as well. So I'm glad you said that, because I was just thinking about it in the sense of, unfortunately, us that's got killed, a lot of us that's gotten killed for no reason at all, and it's just swept under the rug. Alone, that would have an effect. But I think, would you agree that it would help slow that down as well? If knowing insurance companies know if this officer killed this guy and they're constantly doing it, but now they have to pay out $1 million policy for every single person that they done it to, their family, do you think that would slow it down?
Well, indirectly, it won't slow it down, right?
Okay.
It would slow it down in a sense to where it will allow people to change their environments.
Okay.
Right? So let's say, for example, a person, you see a person you see a person that's very close to you pass away. They pass on $1 million to their family. You're not going to stay in their environment no more. You're not going to think the same no more. You're not going to rob people no more. You're not going to really do. See, the problem with finances is people start to do some crazy things when you broke. And when you broke, you're gonna risk your life. You're going to do what? You're going to be a lot more angrier, right? I'm not that angry if I got $1 million. I'm sorry. Whatever the beef is, it don't even matter no more. You know?
Fast. You got a bigger fish to fry.
It's going to affect people in a situation where their posture is going to be different, to where they're going to say, you know what? Dang, this person passed away. I just got $1 million. Let's go ahead and let's buy the block. Let's go ahead and clean the streets up. Because if you don't think that makes a difference in how a person reacts emotionally,
agree.
When you walk outside your house and you see all this trash and you see random dogs walking around and you got all this, it's going to make you angry as a person subconsciously. You're not even going to understand it. But once that money get passed on, that's why it's all about how you actually spend the money. Once that money get passed on, let's say this mother, right? I've been fortunate enough to see this, up front. Let's say this mother gets this money, $1 million. She's not going to stay at the same place. She's not going to let another son lose his life. She's going to take that money and she's going to leave that city.
Agreed.
And the likelihood of that person still living is going to change.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at the situation. So it's very important for us to not just get the life insurance, but understand that, like, yo, this could change the whole dynamic of our culture. Because we in a situation where if I get this money, number one, I ain't got to tell nobody. I ain't got to tell the IRS. I ain't got to tell my friends, my family. I ain't got to tell nobody.
Correct.
I can take this money and go.
No, I'm glad you said that, because I like I said, and that's really what it is about, evolving, because you just gave me a whole different perspective, and I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm just thinking it on, I could say, quote unquote, small scale of just like trying to stop us from being killed, but you just gave a whole nother perspective, and I think that's vital. So I appreciate you sharing that as well.
Another thing I do want to highlight as well is I think that we also have to understand as a culture who runs the culture, right? Shareholders runs the culture. When you guys understand that, we ain't talking about no color. Right? We're talking about shareholders. So you got to be in a situation where you understand that, okay, whatever company that's, pissing you off so bad or killing you or killing us, if you want to say that, you have that much power to put so much money to that company to where you can own that company and make the decisions. So the companies that are funding the police, the companies that are funding all of this real estate that's being put up in our neighborhoods or these prisons, we all have the ability to purchase those assets. Why? Because they're public companies. Correct. Any public company can be owned by any community, any entity, any person. So that's another thing that we got to also think about with money. So if our culture was to get that money, flooded into our communities, are we just going to give it to them and hand it to them? Or are we going to hand it to them by saying, hey, listen, here's $1 million, but we want a couple shares. Yeah. And when you make a decision, this is what you want to do, you're going to have to call us first because we're majority shareholders.
Correct. That's how you play the big game, the long game. Nah, I appreciate that, bro. Just broke it down for everybody. So with that being said, I want to ask you this: what's like a good number? Anybody right now, just to say a good number, like a minimum number as far as premium wise, somebody could pay to get, let's just say, $100,000 to $500,000 in life insurance. And obviously, with that being said, making sure that we are on top of, like you said, the financial literacy, having a plan with it after the fact.
So it all depends upon your age.
Okay.
Right? I've had policies for 18-year-olds, $10 a month.
Yeah.
For $15 a month, covering a 15-year-old for $50,000, $100,000, $15 a month, right?
That's whole life or term?
Whole life.
That was
and
whole,
term.
Okay.
It's
okay.
both.
Okay, both. Okay,
both,
cool.
Right? Both are, people say, this one is more expensive, this is not. It don't matter. get whichever one fits for you at the moment. You can have as many policies as you want.
Yep.
So it all, of course, it does depend upon your age. It does depend upon your health. It does depend upon where you are, region wise, on how much it is. But one thing I would definitely say is you look at it based upon your budget. What can you actually afford? What are you earning? Right. And you will always base the actual, not just the premium, but you will also base, if you're a real mature person and you're starting a family, all this different stuff, you need to make sure you have 10 times your annual income.
Yeah.
Okay. That's usually the number. Now, if you just want to leave something 10 times your annual income, if you want to go to another level, not only do you make sure it's 10 times your annual income, it's 10 times everybody in the family, every person that you ever reached to. And if you're in a situation where, they don't want it, okay, you pay it for them then.
Yeah.
Just had that conversation. You get a policy on.
Just take them out the trust though. They don't want to pay. Nah, I'm weak. No, for sure. I asked that because I think these type of conversations, in the sense of when it comes down to financial, could scare people away. So I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna say it anyways. I wasn't gonna say it, but I personally have $1 million. One of my insurance policies. I just got one. One of them is $1 million, and personally, I pay no more than $60 a month. Like, so it's just like that $60 a month to confirm $1 million. God forbid I leave anytime soon.
Worth it.
It's definitely worth it.
It's definitely
and I say that because I want people to understand, like, that's how easy it is to sign up. Like $60 a month, you can make that in a day, a few hours. Like all you do is go do something. You can make $60 if you just got to pay that on a monthly basis. So over the course of the next 30 years or beyond, and if I extend it or whatever, I'm still good. Like that it's never gonna even touch 100,000 like alone. So it's like the fact that you're risking this a little bit to pretty much hit $1 million, you're good type thing. So I definitely just want to like put that out there because I think, like I said, those type of things could scare people away. Also, let's talk about like taking risks. First, before I ask that though, would you jump out of a plane?
Yeah.
You would? I think I asked you that. Okay, I know Chris was saying he wasn't with it.
As long as I have a parachute, of course.
Yeah, of course. Of course. So, I mean, if the plane is on the ground, I might jump out without the parachute.
I would definitely. I would definitely jump out of a plane. Will I jump out of a plane like I saw you do?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I would want it to be a special moment, which is I've always had the dream of going to Dubai.
Okay.
So I do want to go and jump out of a plane in Dubai when I do visit and watch.
Well, let me know. I'm coming to jump too.
Oh, yeah.
I want to keep jumping. And I ask that because I think we put limitations on ourselves. I think we've been afraid, like different people have been afraid to obviously jump out of a plane, go swimming, things like that. I think these certain stigmas have been put on us, or even by default been put on us at the end of the day. So it's like I did that in a sense of like, because I have no limitations, like even with myself. And this is why evolving through experience is so important, because as I've grown in every aspect, I understand like I can't limit myself in any capacity. I can't play with my potential in any capacity. If I feel like I want to do something, I just have to do it. No making excuses, no letting other people talk me out of it. Because I had a lot of people like, yo, why would you want to jump out of a plane? Why not? Like, why not? Like, why would I put this limitation because somebody else is scared? I'm here to show you that no matter where you are in life, that you can, I ain't gonna say it's like just my responsibility, but I want to show people no matter where you are in life that you can take these limits, you can take these limits and restrictions off of yourself. And then I promise you the feeling is a lot different. Jumping out of a plane, like, I promise you, I feel inevitable. Like, it's like I could kind of see the whole world, and it was a beautiful feeling, bro. And it was so peaceful up there. It's like so quiet. Your thing is loud, but it's like so quiet. You're just watching the world, like just peaceful, bro.
The real experience that people pretty much are having is thinking that you jump by yourself, and they don't understand that you had a coach and a mentor and people training you throughout that process on what to do and what not to do. And, you know, it might be an example of jumping out of a plane, but it can be something as little as just leaving a relationship that might be jumping out of a plane. It may give them that same feeling. So in that situation, you just get a little bit more information. You find a coach, you find somebody to look at, you find somebody to jump with you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
I
in
like
a
that
great
perspective.
situation.
Appreciate that. I like that. I like that correlation. Appreciate it. Nah, for sure. What I wanted to just double back with is also, I just want to say shout out to Nipsey, because Nipsey really inspired a lot of things I've done and did.
That's amazing.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to meet him, although he did follow me on IG. I kind of felt like, he still follow me to this day. I think that's why I won't delete my IG, but I think that's also a reason why I have to keep going with this, because the level of inspiration he's given me even obviously before his death, because I used to listen to Nipsey when I was like young. I was listening to Nipsey before I even knew like everything he was saying, before it was digesting. And I think that's also why one of the reasons why I go by equity now, because I know when he was speaking about it on Mailbox Money, he was like, yo, these companies, they going for equity. It's like, and I stuck with them, like, and I just started calling myself equity, and then started getting it, and it's like I'm understanding it more. So I definitely want to say shout out to him. And the reason I said that, because also I think the reason I went for the $1 million life insurance policy, because I could have went for a cheaper one on top of everything else I have. But it was just like when he said $1 million life insurance on my flesh, I was like, yeah, I gotta go with Nipsey said. I can't even go half step. If Nip said $1 million, I'm going for $1 million. I might upgrade it and go for another one, because I think they got another one for not too much more for like 1.7. And I'm like, somebody's like, yo, why are you getting so much? I'm like, I don't plan on leaving, but if I do, at least everybody's straight, right? Like, I don't plan on leaving.
It's more about the confidence.
Yeah.
It's more about the like, hey, listen, like, I really did that for my family type stuff.
For
you
sure.
Know? Like, you working hard. Don't nobody care about your credit score like that.
Nah, facts.
Your family don't care. You can't even use it no more.
Yeah,
right?
Can't use it. Can't do nothing with it.
They don't care about your business.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids, you know, you hope that your kids, you could build a business and pass it on, but your kids don't want your business. They want your money.
Yeah.
I keep trying to let these people understand that. They do not care about your business. If my parent is doing something I don't want to do, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
We're in a different world.
Yeah, and that don't mean a bad thing, though. Or do you disagree? If the kid don't want it, like if I build up $1 billion, obviously we building a $1 billion company, so we get to a point and our kids don't want it. Do you feel like you'll feel away?
Well, hopefully you built it enough to where
it runs on
it can
autopilot.
still make money for the family.
Okay.
So
okay, I agree.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
You know, like I look at families like the Johnson & Johnson family.
Mm-hmm.
They don't run their company.
Yeah.
They still making money off of it, and they're still majority shareholders, and they're still owning it. Right.
That's good enough.
So that's it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we're going to do a quick commercial, Project Prevail. Project Prevail is obviously just under ET brand, under the Evolving Through Experience brand, where a percentage of every all sales go back to people in need. So in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, I did one with Tamika Mallory organization. And I do this because at the end of the day, instead of making excuses for why other organizations or other people are not helping our community or people in general, not even just our community, when things happen, I know American Red Cross will get $100 billion or $100 million and only give out $1 million to what they just raised $100 million for. So instead of complaining about it and instead of letting them make excuses about it, I started Project Prevail under Evolving Through Experience brand. So anytime somebody shops the brand, supports the brand, revenue comes in from merch, we're giving a percentage of it back. And it's going to be an ongoing process. And it's not just me saying I'm going to do it. I already done it. So at the end of the day, I have the receipts. Evolving Through Experience, Project Prevail. Make sure y'all go shop the brand at evolvingthroughexperience.com. All right, bro. Back to the episode.
Let's get it.
Yeah, cool. So now, I know, like I said, we already went over the policies as far as like what somebody could pay for it. Also what the if a lot of people got it, and like I said, you definitely gave a great perspective on the entire process, even thinking beyond that. And that's what it's about, thinking beyond just the surface level, always taking it to a next step. And like I said, this is life or death. We can't even play with our health. We can't play with how we going about business on a daily basis. So just in your own words, what does evolving through experience mean to you?
Evolving through experience means that you're utilizing the tools that you have. Like a lot of people, I'm reading this book. It's called The Law of Recognition.
The law of recognition.
It means that you're recognizing what you have and not sitting here like, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that. You're recognizing the things that you really need to get you where you want to go is already there. So evolving through experience means that you're taking chances. It means that you're recognizing everything that you need to take you to the next level, and that you are so confident to the point to where you don't allow that experience to stop you. So when I hear evolving through experience, I'm like, that's dope.
No brainer.
Because you in a situation, I mean, life is going to happen.
Yeah.
Big or small, life is going to happen. But you're evolving. Every single situation is allowing you to grow. It's allowing you to go. I wake up every day. I say, go time, grow time. Every
grow
day.
Time or go time?
Go time, grow time.
I like
the
that.
The second one is grow time because we're growing.
Yeah, facts.
I might see a text piss me off. I'm like, listen, go time, grow time. Let's go.
Facts. I like that. Nah, bro. I think you just said it in the perfect way. I asked everybody that comes on because it's no wrong answer to this. it's no, everybody says no right or wrong. It's no wrong answer. Evolving through experience in every aspect, no matter what you've been through, you learn from it. Whether you realize it at that moment or not, eventually you will learn from it. Whatever you're currently going through, you can get through. And that's why I share stories about men, women, and no matter what the situation is, I've been able to share stories about them overcoming molestation at the young age of 8, rape at in school or whatever it may be. And it's not just, like I said, the focus on the traumatic situations, but it's more of the focus like, how was you able to overcome this? Because it's a million other people, unfortunately, that's dealing with that. But I also say not unfortunately, because it's like now most of the people that I have spoken to, they learned so much from it, they grew so much from it. It's like they wouldn't change it.
Exactly.
And that takes a lot to say that for certain situations that I've spoken with people about. So for you to say that, it's like, it's obviously got to be some real substance in it. You obviously have had to be impacted for the better to prevail your life to where it is now for the better, because most people in that one situation, you probably didn't feel that way. But with time and evolving and processing, you get to a whole nother level. So that's what it's about, bro. So I appreciate you sharing that, because that's such a big, important role at the end of the day. So for a kid straight out of high school or currently in high school, what would you recommend for them as far as taking their life to the next level? And not even just a financial, but more of like mental, because, in school and college, I mean, not even college, but high school, I know for me personally, to be transparent, like trying to figure out what's next. I knew entrepreneurship was the route, but I didn't know how to get to that, how to get the car started type thing. So what would you recommend for somebody like that?
For especially my people, like when I graduated, I was angry, bro. I was so angry because it seems like I didn't have as many options. Like I wasn't academically gifted or no stuff like that.
According to their standards.
According to these people's standards or whatever.
Yeah. Because you're a legend.
Only thing I had as an option was the military, right? And it was just the best thing that I could see at the moment. Like I looked at every other experience that everybody I was like, listen, I can go to the military for 20 years. Everybody working 40 years, I can retire at 20 years. And that was the experience that was exposed to me until I got to a point to where it was just like, we use this saying called jump off the porch. Like when you graduate high school, you was already nervous, but like once you really walk across the stage, it's over with. So if I was in a position where I was to go back, I would jump off the porch a lot faster, because you'll realize that you could put yourself in a position to where you can collapse decades into days if you just figure out every experience now. Like be in a situation to where you try to experience a little bit of something now. And you don't need an age, you don't need a degree to try to figure that out. And I did that by reaching out to some people on Instagram. And that person on Instagram, you know what they did? They said, hey, listen, come to this meeting with me. And I was in a room with a guy. He black. He said, I make $160,000 a month. Changed my life. When I looked at that Army contract and they wanted me to sign that expired in 2029, I said, listen, I just met a guy. He make $160,000 a month. What you talking about? And he was in a suit, and he wasn't no preacher and no prophet. So I'm like, yo, like, I need to do what he doing. And it changed my whole entire life. So the more it's like for some people, that may not be the wake up call for you.
Yeah.
But you better go jump off the porch as fast as possible.
So you can find
so
your wake up call.
You can find your way. Because if you don't get that joy, like I was like, yo, this is the way. And I didn't even see, like I was so blinded by that one thing to where I couldn't even see the next steps that I was about to take. So if I was to go back, I would tell people, well, I mean, I did it. I would tell people like, yo, try to figure something out. Don't just go based on what your mama or your daddy said you should do. They don't know what they talk about. It's 2023.
Yeah, it's different times.
Everything has changed.
Yeah.
Nothing is the same. Not one thing is the same. Nothing. Everything has changed. Food has changed. People have changed.
By the day at that, and it's still changing.
Technology changed. I mean, nothing is the same. So I'm not saying don't utilize your parents' advice, but don't be a dummy and think that the same knowledge from 20, 40 years ago still applies in 2023.
No way. You're already losing by thinking like that. And I'm so glad you said that, because at the end of the day, that's a major fact that it's intentional. It's intentional that they put this in. This all they show you, knowing on the back end, it's people like you said, making that in a month, but it's people making 10 times that in a day. And it's just like the more obviously we getting exposed and meeting these people, it's just like, bro, it's like we have the same potential. Why have we been taught that we don't have this potential or even been exposed to it for all this time? Like I said, but we know that's intentional, so we don't even have to elaborate on why it's intentional. But that exposure, like you said, is vital, and that's actually one of my favorite quotes or things that Nipsey said, like jumping off the deep end without the life jacket. And that's why, like, that's even also, like I said, going back to why I jumped out the plane, it's like, obviously I ain't gonna jump out without the life jacket. I'm gonna be smart. And I had the life insurance at that time, so I know that'd be straight regardless. But just
well,
like,
yeah, I ain't gonna say too much. But
I know.
You know, it's provisions. You can't go jump out the plane and get paid. I want y'all to think that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. Let me say that. Let me say that because I do not want to get the wrong image out. But yeah, thank you for saying that. That's why he the life insurance. He the expert. But no, back to what I was saying. But just like I said, just taking that risk. The same way you saying jumping off the porch. That was what Nip meant by saying jumping out without the life jacket, without trying to be scared about it. Like, go take that risk. Go meet this person. Go to that event. Go sign up for this course and take your chances, because what's the other option? It's military or death. It's life or death.
You living, you dying.
It's life or death. The other option is death. Either you're gonna jump off the porch or you're gonna die. And die doesn't necessarily only mean physical. It's people out here dying mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And that's the thing I said with evolving through experience. We're trying to evolve all that. So I know I started this off with just mental, but bro, it's so much bigger than that. And that's even why I went vegan cold turkey, because it's like, I can't play with this at all. I can't half step this and still want to evolve. It's like, it's life or death. It's no in between for me. So that's also like why I said I went vegan, because look, bro, it's evolving through experience. And it's nothing else. It's nothing else.
Just try it out.
Yeah. You said it again?
I did it. I mean, I tried
it. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying everybody got to go vegan, but just for me, it was just like, bro, like, and I say that because I'm losing family. I just lost a family Monday, bro. Like, and it's just like, we got to take care of our health, or it's nothing else. And like I said, it's all aspects. It's every aspect, from down to what we eating, what we thinking, who we around, what we putting on our bodies. We have to grow. And I'm not saying I got it all together. I want to make sure people know.
What was the cause, if you mind me asking?
That was, I don't want to quote it wrong, but I think just got like some type of sickness or cancer. I don't want to quote it wrong though, but either way, it was health problems though, unfortunately.
So, not to get off topic, but how many percentage of my clients do you think qualify?
Qualify for life insurance?
I would say about
20.
I've met with over 1,000 clients in the last year.
Maybe 20%.
I would say 30% to 40% of those people, they don't qualify.
Only 60 qualify. Okay.
60% of them qualify.
I was low. Okay.
And the reason being is because of these health issues. And I want to talk about something that's very, very important. And I think that people should understand. It's something called a medical report. Okay. Your MIB report.
Yeah.
And your MIB is so important. I've seen it destroy a lot of people's lives, because it's an MIB report is not like a credit report where you can just wipe some things off. Whatever you say to whoever has a doctor in front of their name, they put on that medical. It don't even matter if that doctor sit here and say, hey, listen, I think you should take this. If they open their mouth and say you should take that medicine, it goes directly on your medical report, even if you're in a situation you don't take it. So when these companies, they look at your medical report, and even if a doctor said you should take it, they look at that. They don't care if you took it or not. I've had a client, right? It was the craziest situation ever. He was 30-something years old in a situation when he got a therapist. Some people in his family passed away. And he told his therapist, he was like, man, I just been drinking alcohol a lot more over the last week or two.
Sure.
Do you know they put on his medical record as if he has an alcohol addiction?
Wow.
And he said it to his therapist. He didn't say it to a doctor or in the doctor's office.
Crazy.
They put that on his medical record. And he's denied for insurance.
That's crazy. Because I thought the only time they had to report something was when you said you want to kill yourself or suicide. So, but I'm not surprised at the same time. That's crazy.
Report everything.
That
medical report is so powerful to the point where I know people that make enough money to where they say, listen, I don't deal with doctors that report stuff. They say, listen, pull up at the house if you're trying to meet me. Tell the doctor to come to the house.
Yeah.
And it's the reason why. There's certain people out here that has cancer. And when they get diagnosed with cancer, you know where they're going? The doctor is coming to their home. Okay. And I don't even think I'm supposed to be saying, but the doctor comes to the home.
We ain't saying no names.
They do all the treatments.
Yeah.
Right? But guess what? It can, that information will go to the medical report. So that's how powerful certain things are, especially with these institutions. Like, you can get a $10 million policy, but
that premium gonna be something crazy.
It's gonna be crazy if they find out that something is wrong. So
yeah,
it's very, very
you can
important.
go back and they could try to get it back. Okay,
very important. Right.
Right. Well, appreciate that insight, bro. Like I said, that's why I wanted to have you on here. And I know you're not saying that to scare people away, but that goes back to, instead of being reactive, be proactive. Take care of your body, work out, think better, drink better in every aspect. Who you dealing with, who you allowing to access your energy. And that goes back, because at that point, it don't even have to touch a record like that. But even with that being said, we not saying that to scare you off from getting life insurance. Life insurance is very vital. And life insurance, like you said, it doesn't just matter, not just life, but how you thinking, what's the plan after your family gets this. This is still life. That's continuing life for the next generation. So I'm so glad you said that. I appreciate that insight. What I wanted to ask you, what's the plan for the next 5-10 years from now?
5-10 years, I'm building one of the largest insurance brokerages.
Okay.
We're not just focused on life. We're focused on health. We're focused on corporate insurance. We're focused on car insurance. Focused on truck insurance. I mean, everything that you could think of has some type of insurance aspect.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're in a situation where, I sit down with people, they have employees. We're now in a transition where we're going to travel across the country, and we're going to convert 401ks to an insurance policy, because of the interest that people are earning is very competitive.
Yeah.
In the next 30, 40 years for people. So we are, we're working. So I got some softwares that I'm able to, that I'm able to allow a person to own an insurance company, right? Just like you can purchase a franchise without having a license, without having to sell person to person. You just utilize your brand, or you just utilize your money. So I have a company that literally could build an insurance company from scratch. Yeah. And you could never even have to have a license. You can have an insurance company. So
yeah, and I know I've seen that before about a lot of people. You don't even have to be a doctor to even be in healthcare. So it's just like, you don't even have to get a PhD. It's just a matter of, like you said, knowing these things,
knowing the right people.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad to have you on, bro, because under this brand, like, it's gonna be, I'm gonna have life insurance. I'm gonna have insurance under it. I think life insurance will be my focus, but it's gonna be insurance under here, because again, evolving is in all these aspects. Like you said, there's no area in life where you don't need insurance or you don't want it. So why would I not put that under the brand? So with that being said, I don't know what we're gonna call it yet, but we might just be like the affiliate under yours, and we just funnel them to you. The billion,
you have your own company.
Yeah. But somebody else gonna run it. That's the thing, because we're gonna be doing a lot. But
we'll find somebody to run it. We'll find, you know what I'm saying? We'll be like the property manager of everything. Make sure everything runs smooth.
Well, yeah, bro.
Got your own insurance company.
That's the plan, bro. Evolving through experience insurance coming real soon.
Hey, on the way. Stop playing.
All the way.
Let's
for
go.
real. We're not even playing with that. Where can people follow you at? Connect with you?
Right now, my main base is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's Keylock, or you can just type Keyon Edwards.
Okay.
That's on the one with the blue check.
Okay, facts. We'll put that everywhere at the bottom,
with the blue check, of course.
I'll put it in the description.
Great $15.99 investment.
Okay.
But
word. How you feel about that, real quick?
I think it was a smart business play. I think it was a smart business play on our end as well.
Okay.
So it allows, what people don't understand is, like, we're in a world right now where you got to pay to play for everything.
Yeah, agree.
Your algorithms are gonna change when you pay the $15.99. Your algorithms will change when you start paying ads. So, like, if you think for 1 second that you're gonna just go out here and just get your name out there for free, the platform may be for free, but the exposure isn't. Always remember that.
That's a bar right there.
Anytime I have an opportunity to invest in my business, I'm about to make it happen.
No
so the
limit.
people that's like, oh, forget that, like, it's that pride, bro.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If somebody say, hey, listen, I can pay this to, make this happen, I'm going to pay it.
Yeah.
Because I understand the value.
The real value in it.
You thinking of it as a cost.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the value.
Yeah.
So the blue check is just one thing that they're coming out with.
Yeah.
Imagine if you don't pay the $15.99 and you got a business.
Yeah.
Imagine when they come out with something else.
What I did like, another perspective that obviously EYL put out, shout out to EYL, shout out to AB and everybody. What Rashad was saying was that was cool, not knocking it, but in the sense of what I would pay for it is exposure to all your followers. So if you have 1 million followers, like you said, the algorithm changed. You send out a post, they not showing it to all million. But if you could pay $10,000 to $100,000 a month to get it to there, now that's something that's also a real value in it. And I see that perspective. So I like hearing different perspectives at the end of the day. I don't think anybody's perspective is wrong, but I definitely can say I agree with that. So if you could pay to get exposed to all your followers, if you have 1 million or even if you have 100,000, instead of them showing it to 2,000-3,000, you're getting 4,000 likes, but showing it to all, now that's something also
pay
really
to play.
well, pay to play.
It's just like with anything. I mean, people have already programmed their mind. It's hard when you exposed to something for so long. You already automatically blue check just DM me.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, blue check. Oh, let me watch his stuff. So you still are paying for a little bit more exposure because just by you having that check, people might watch your content just a few seconds longer.
Yeah.
People might click your story just a little bit more. People might open your DM a little bit more with a blue check. Because everybody don't know. I know people right now, they have no idea that you can pay for that.
Yeah.
Why?
The blue check?
Because they're not people that are, business owners.
Yeah, they're not in that.
People that are buying stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't want people that are buying stuff to know. They want people that are business owners that are selling stuff to know, hey, listen, you purchased this. We got something for you. So it's a target audience as well. I think everybody should know that.
No, that's good. Well, appreciate the insight, bro. So shout out to the sponsor of the episode, my mother, my aunt. I appreciate that, showing love. Thank you foremost. Thank you again, bro, for coming on at the end of the day. I really appreciate it. If y'all gain anything from this episode in any capacity, make sure you follow it. If you didn't like it, still share it. Make sure you share it with all your friends. Share it. And like I said, like this is life or death. Insurance, you choose. This is evolving through experience because it's no other option. This is more than a podcast. I know you was asking me that, but it's bigger than a podcast because obviously we already went into detail because look, there's no other option with this. We covering all aspects. So yeah, if you like something, if you rock with the episode, you see the vision with the brand, follow us at Evolving Through Experience. Also, you can check us out on our website, Project Prevail, at www.evolvingthroughexperience.com. And we're going to catch y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all again. Peace.